Hey guys, let's do something different for Feel Good Friday. Let's do the tarot energies for today. Today is a Venus day, and although it's rainy and kind of gloomy where I am, I actually like that. I think it's the perfect weather for reflection and to just sit back and think of the things that you appreciate in your life, the things you're thankful to have. That's some rose quartz, just to bring the love into the reading today. The things you're thankful to have and that you're thankful for. Fridays are a really good time to reflect on that, especially with it being the close of the week. You know, you think about how your week was and how your week went, and you just reflect back on what's happened in the days prior. And today's reflection message is just savoring the sweetness, smelling the roses, savoring those things in your life that are sweet and that sometimes you may overlook and not appreciate. It's the little things. It's the little things that make life worth living. The small things. We all have ups and downs. You know, that's what life is all about. You can't have the sun without the rain. You can't have the good without the bad. But just thinking of the little things that we're appreciative for. Just having clothing, shelter, food. If you have good people in your life, good loved ones that you can talk to or depend on. Those are the things that you have to think about and reflect on and really appreciate and savor in life. And that's just our meditative message for this Friday. That's just our Feel Good Friday thought for the day. And I was shuffling the card and I have two cards fall out. So just when we talk about this weekend and we're doing a reading for Friday, and as we go into the weekend, I had wisdom, which is number 22, which equals 4, is being balanced. Thinking, like I just talked about, reflection. Somebody who's wise, and what the pinnacle, what the foundation of wisdom is really contemplating and thinking about your actions and your thoughts and your words and life in general, and getting an understanding and a deeper meaning from it. And it's funny that I started this off talking about just the meditation and kind of getting in a mood of appreciation and savoring those things that are sweet in your life and the small things. And that's wisdom for you. We started this off with wisdom, the wisdom that I first gave, our Feel Good Friday wisdom piece, and then we draw the card wisdom, which talks about a lot of what I said, appreciating the small things and just taking a higher road and a higher perspective when it comes to your life, the situations in your life and things of that nature. And then we got extremes. So maybe this weekend or this Friday will be about the wisdom not to go to extremes, the wisdom to recognize extremes. This is the number 43, which is the number 7. So 4 seems to be a 3 for today. So extremes. Just be careful of going to extremes in your life. We have Saturn turning direct. We have Jupiter that turned direct either last week or the week before. So a lot of planets trying to come out of this reminiscing about the past and redoing what may not have been done correctly and moving forward. But as we move forward, you want to do everything with wisdom, thoughtfulness, consideration, and meditate on your actions before you take them. Be aware of going to extremes. And also, this weekend may be a passionate weekend for some of you, and that's what the extremes may be. So, maybe a weekend of high sex drive, maybe a weekend of where you're busy, where you're stretched and you're pulled different ways. You know, extremes can talk about that. So just be wise in your choices, the decisions that you choose to make, and the directions that you choose to go in. You just want to be wise about that. So getting into some more energy for today, I'm shuffling the cards. I'm going to try not to shuffle them too much. We're going into Virgo season. I believe I'm doing this reading on the 23rd. I believe today is the first day of Virgo. So happy birthday to all of the Virgos out there. I hope you guys have a good birthday month. As much as I love summer, I'm a summer baby. As much as I love summer, I always love the feeling of going into fall, and I actually love the feeling of going into all of the seasons. But fall is one that really feels good. The Virgo month of September is where you start to kind of get some of the first signs of fall. Although Libra technically brings in the fall on the 23rd of September, but it's always a good feeling in the air after you've had those, for us on the east, in the northeast, where the seasons do change and you do get different season 4 times a year, and it actually feels like a different season. You kind of go through the whole gamut of weather in a year, from spring to summer to fall to winter. So I look forward to the spring, and I'm telling you, my rose quartz brought some good feelings into this reading. We got the Lover's card. I just talked about there being passion in the weekend, whether that's sex drive, having a lot of engagements with family, friends, or loved ones, going out, just enjoying yourself and having a good time, or making love, being in love, and enjoying and appreciating the love that's in your life. And that's what I talked about, and that's why I brought the rose quartz into the reading, because I just really wanted a theme and a meditative feel of appreciation, savoring those things that are sweet in our lives. And as you can see, that rose quartz is that pink color, which just speaks of like the insides, the flesh, the heart, the heart. And that gives you a feel of pink, just a feel of softness. So with the Lovers card said, true love that is long lasting, choices made from the heart, a return to good health. So if you guys are having any things going on with your partner or love or somebody that you're longing for and everything like that, just meditate on it. Make your choices from wisdom, what's best for you in the long run. The wisest thing to do. And sometimes the wisest thing to do might not necessarily always be the logical thing to do. It's a blending of the heart and the mind, and just having a higher understanding of life and being able to take the high road a lot of times when you're being wise about something. So you want to just negate petty arguments. You want to skip any negativity this weekend. That's not what you want to be around. Today, on this Friday, is really a feel-good Friday and a feel-good weekend for love, affection, and reflection. Okay? And just remember not to wear yourself too thin, going through different extremes. Now I started to shuffle this and a card fell out of the deck. And since I saw the card, we're going to take that. And that is the Knight of Cups. So an offer of love. You may meet somebody new this weekend. That could happen for a lot of people, but I feel like this is a loving weekend where you spend time with your loved ones. You're going places, you're doing things, but there's an offer of love. And for some people, you may have a choice, or this may be something that's a little extreme. Maybe it's somebody who's not your type, or something that was sort of unexpected. And that's the feeling I get. It's just an unexpected thing. And it might be something that's threatening to move kind of fast, and you kind of have to make a choice and get with it, and sort of pick a direction to go in. I dropped a bunch of cards from this deck, and do something, because I just saw the Aquarius card. I'm going to shuffle these a little bit more. I just picked them up, but I saw the Aquarius card, which may mean doing something different. Right now we do have Uranus in Taurus, so maybe doing something different, but doing it in a practical way. So something that's been tested and tried and true, and something that you need to do, that you've thought about, that you've contemplated, but doing it in a different way. And maybe this is the way that you approach your love life, and certain behaviors and actions and things like that you take and that you have, and your characteristics towards the people that you love and the loved ones in your life. and overcoming any challenges. We have the square. So there is going to be some sort of challenge, some sort of difficulty. And that's kind of what I talked about, kind of having to move fast. That may be what it is. And it may be because it's something you're not used to, or you might not exactly know which way to take, or what to do, or what decision to make. So if there's any challenges, I feel like that's what it's going to be. And that could even boil down to you just having a lot of plans and not knowing which plans you're going to do, which ones you're going to pass up, just how you want your weekend to go, and all of the things that are going on in your weekend. And maybe it's something that came up or cropped up that you have to make a decision about. It's nothing hard. It's nothing that's super serious or anything, but it just may be a little difficult to bring some tension to you. So good things can come out of this though, because you may realize, by being wise and thinking about your decision before you make it, that you make a good decision and something good comes out of it. You learn something from it. It's a challenge that rewards you at the end of the day, that rewards you in the end. So just keep that in mind for anything going on this weekend where you may feel like you have a little difficulty, or there's some blocks or something like that going on, guys. And the last thing we're going to do is just going to draw a romance card. And we got give your relationship a chance. So a lot of people getting back to love, making apologies, reconciling, trying to work things out. There's a lover mood and a lover mode going on this weekend. Let me see where Venus is. I know Venus is, I believe it's in Leo. So let me just see exactly where it is. Leo. Because Venus and Mars don't travel too far from the sun, but I know that Venus is going to be in Virgo really soon. And Venus is actually today at the 29th degree. Well, actually, no, that's wrong. That must have been for yesterday. It's at the 3rd degree of Virgo. So I didn't really know if it was in Leo or Virgo, because it doesn't travel far from the sun. But the sun is at 0 degrees of Virgo, and Venus is at 3 degrees Virgo, and Mars is also at 3 degrees Virgo, which is what a lot of the extremes talk about, and that passion and that fire and that almost animal attraction that you may feel to someone else this weekend, someone that you may meet, or the romance is reignited and rekindled between you and your current love relationship or your current love partner. And if you guys are single out there, that may be a love for yourself, just an appreciation that you have for yourself this weekend, even if most times you don't even feel that way. I think there's just going to be a lot of passion and aggression and loving kind of feelings and passionate kind of feelings. Just make sure it doesn't go in that negative direction, because it always has a possibility. We talked about you can't have the sun without the rain, so we talked about the possibility of things going in negative directions and negative extremes. So that's just what you want to keep your eye for. But the sun, Venus, and Mars are all there conjunct in Virgo, but I think that's going to be a good thing. And also there's going to be training Uranus that is over in Taurus. So just finding a different approach and maybe doing something different in regards to love that you aren't necessarily used to doing, because that is still Saturn's actually still retrograde today, because we still, even though the planets in Virgo are trining at Uranus and Taurus, we still have Saturn and Pluto in retrograde in Capricorn. So it's still presenting some sort of difficulty and difficulty, and I don't want to say trouble, but just difficulty and some different tensions that may be going on as we try to make this change and make things stable and really get our foundations together in everything that we do. So whether that be relationship, money, kids, love, all of that, trying to make sure that that foundation is secure, not really wanting to deal with anything fake, phony, and insincere. That's what a lot of what Pluto and Saturn speak about, because they're both about the nitty gritty, the bottom line, understanding what the bare necessities, the basics are, understanding all the fluff and phoniness that's put on top of that, and just having that raw passion and gut instinct for stability and truth and understanding the depths of things. As we know, Saturn rules Capricorn. Capricorn, I believe Mars is exalted in Capricorn, I believe. And then we have Pluto, which is, rules Scorpio, and that's also very close with the Mars sort of energy. So, and Mars is also the traditional ruler of Scorpio as well. So talking about passions, like I talked about, when this extreme comes, I mean, this card, when you see it, it just looks hot. It looks like extremes, turning up the heat on something. And that's why I talked about passions. You may be turning up those heat on your passions or your love relationships, or the things that, you got a feeling about. And, I really think it's going to be all good this weekend. We've got a moon in Gemini, so there's some thought processes coming to it. There's some evaluation, and that's when we talked about getting to the wisdom. I think that's more so trying to understand, trying to push beyond the surface and understand the higher parts of the mind and the higher realms of the mind. So I wish you all the best today. You may meet some new people. Someone may be trying to bring an offer or love into your life. It may cause some sort of tension between something else that you have going on. So maybe there's some tension between your love life and your family members, or there's just two different extremes, or your kids or something like that. But use your wisdom, think this thing through, and use your heart, and you're going to be just fine on the other end of the weekend. And there's going to be a lot of loving going on. And that is our Friday meditation, motivation, and message. 3 M's. See you guys. Have a good weekend.